and welcome back to... Oh, what the... What is going on?
What changed in between episodes?
Sorry about that. Sometimes I wonder about the integrity of these third-party controllers.
Yeah, sadly they're the only ones where you can have your dual rumble.
Rumble Chuck!
Thank goodness the Switch has pretty much alleviated that for future Nintendo games.
Exactly. Anyways, as I was trying to say before, welcome back to Metroid Prime, the game where I tell you that your control style is wrong if it's not like mine.
Okay, enough of that rant. Rant number 2, YouTube annotations go.
Alright, so it just bugs me that YouTube has been like, we've gotten rid of annotations because they're not being used as much, and cards and end screens have just made them completely unnecessary, except, you know, for using annotations to just add in little tidbits of information that you didn't know when you made the video or when you were editing. Like, if somebody in the comments points out something that's wrong and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that even while I was editing, and then you're like, I'd like to point out that so-and-so in the comments section below has basically told me I'm full of crap. I want to apologize. You know, you could do that with annotations. You can't do that with end screens and cards. We interrupt this rant to bring you a scan. So many creatures suffer beneath the blight upon the land, and we Chozo are no exception. But for all of our pain, we can at least believe in the promise of the future. We have come to believe that a time may never come when we can once again open the door and banish the darkness we've contained. Even so, our vigilance will forever remain. We believe that on some far-off day, a savior will come. A savior will come! And continue as we have begun! For that savior, we will leave our ancient weapons and armor. The soul who can gather them will be the entrusted one. The only being who can reverse the evil that grows here. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, annotations have a lot of uses that you could not do with cards or end screens. Like, say, you want to have an annotation that skips people ahead in the video to alleviate spoiler warnings and whatnot. Sure, you can give people a timestamp to skip, but it's just easier to have an annotation. Or, you know, like I said, just what the thing about adding last-minute information that slipped past you or whatever. Or, like, little last-minute apologies.
Yeah.
And then there's things like what Chugga Conroy did with his Mario Sunshine Let's Play, where he had, like, a whole DVD menu set up where you could, like, click on the individual star... Oh, by the way, these platforms collapsed behind me as I jumped.
Oh, I could not tell that.
I could feel the rumble and the screen was shaking, but that's the only way I could... That's the only way you can really tell. Boost Ball acquired!
Yay!
Now I can make like Sonic and go all path pipes in a ball.
Mm-hmm.
In later games, the Boost Ball actually hurts things. But not in this game. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But as I was saying, like, with Chugga Conroy's Mario Sunshine Let's Play, he made, like, a whole, you know, thing that... The fucking hell? Okay. Sometimes the pointer, and by the way, this is more the pointer and not motion controls, gets all funky when the, it goes off the screen for a little bit. I just wanted to make that distinction clear.
Yeah.
Motion Plus actually fixes that.
You know, I just realized that those little ice creatures, they look like Bergmites from, Pokemon.
Except this, predates that, and I fell when I was trying to look at one. I have to go back over here to get back up. But yeah, about annotations, like Sugar Conroy had his whole Mario Sunshine Let's Play based around annotations, and now if anyone wants to do something like that ever again, they can't. Because annotations are just gone. Oh, but people weren't using them because of end screens and cards. End screens and cards only do part of what annotations did, which is link people to things and whatnot. But you couldn't make like a whole menu with you couldn't make like a whole menu with menu graphics and clickable annotations and the like with cards or end screens. You can only have 4, sometimes even 3 end screen options depending on if the video is widescreen or not. Oh, and by the way, if you use a tag on YouTube to make your video widescreen because say like it was you're recording like a game that has native widescreen in it, but the recording device doesn't recognize that and doesn't record it in actual widescreen. It like records it in 4:3 and squishing it. And you, for whatever reason, didn't use your editor to fix that. You know, there's a tag that you can type in that will force the video into being widescreen. But if you do that, you can't use end screens. The YouTube will tell you to get rid of that tag.
I remember the cinematic.
Yep, there goes Ridley. By the way, that actual model of Ridley is colored blue.
Huh.
They colored the model itself that color to make it look like it was being affected by the lighting.
Interesting.
Yep.
Developers do such tricky things to get their way sometimes.
That's something I sometimes miss on older hardware, where they would use like really tricky tricks to.
And nowadays you've got Unreal.
Well, no, they still do some interesting tricks even in modern like even in PS4 and Xbox One games. Like if they think you're not really going to see this, they're not wasting their time.
Yeah.
Usually. Dark Souls, by the way, is a weird-ass exception, and that is one reason why the game doesn't run so well.
They got a whole bunch of crap running that, like, doesn't even
get
seen.
like background shit that's fully rendered and everything.
Wow.
If you ever watch the YouTube show Boundary Break, which I've become a huge fan of personally, Boundary Break, go check that shit out. By the way, the guy who runs Boundary Break is a huge Star Tropics fan, even though he hasn't done an actual Star Tropics episode for that.
That's weird.
Yeah, all ballistic support, personal lab, Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
Western Temple is in Phase 2 lockdown. Postponed. New personnel, failure, penalization, 30% reduction in rations or some shit.
Blah, blah, bliddity blah.
Skim reading, skim reading.
Open up!
Do. But yeah, annotations have a lot of uses, but then they're like, oh, the usage of annotations has gone down by a lot since we've introduced these things. First of all, that's partially because they are able to do some of what annotations can do a little bit easier, so you don't have to use annotations as much for some of those things. So usage would go down by that alone. Second of all, annotations, of course, can't be used on mobile devices. Or can't be seen on mobile devices. So that's another reason why people weren't using them. And third, you couldn't use annotations with end screens for some reason. I don't know why, but you could have at least... But you know what? You know what you could have done, YouTube? You could have updated annotations. You could have made some changes to the code so that it works with mobile devices, and can be used alongside end screens. Like, maybe make it so that you can't place an annotation in the time area where end screens show up.
Ah! Oh, crap. Ugh, jeez.
I fell.
Yeah, that happened.
But it's like, you know, it's like YouTube could have made it so that annotations could have played nicely with end screens and they could have updated annotations to work on mobile. Could they not have? I mean, we know annotations were created before mobile devices accessing the internet was a thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why they weren't coded for it. But, and I'm not saying it would be easy. Oh no, I'm not saying it would be easy. It would require work. But that's what YouTube doesn't want to do. They don't want to put in the work.
Which explains why so many people get copyright claims on their videos. Because that's an automatic system.
Uh-huh. YouTube doesn't want to do fucking work. That would be work. Oh, they don't mind doing work adding new systems like cards and end screens and the like, but updating old systems so that they would work, because there are, like I said, things that they can do that their quote-unquote replacements can't do. And first of all, like I said, you can only have so many on-screen options on a video, and they only show up at the end, and you can't resize them however you want, and it's...
Yeah, that is bullshit that you can't resize stuff. I don't like that.
And you can't, like, make it transparent or something so that, like, say, you know, I would have added end screens to... like, our Castlevania 3 videos, where it's like, take him with you, leave him behind. You know, I would have put end screen stuff on there that, that links people to things, but then you wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be able to place them exactly where I want them over top the text, and, you know, have you still be able to read the text. So I have to do, I had to do that with cards. Okay, at the time of this recording, I haven't done that yet, but by the time you see this, I will have. You know, put cards up that's like, take him with you and leave him behind. For people that are watching on mobile devices. If you're on your computer, then, you know, we still have annotations there.
Yeah, because, well, you can't really do anything with annotations anymore. They still exist on older videos.
Which is good, because, again, you know, if they...
Oh boy. Imagine what happened to Chigakangro's Mario Sunshine video system.
You'd have to take some... Yeah. It's just the so-called replacements are so limited compared to what annotations could do. And I know annotations are basically a pain in the ass to deal with, and took a little bit more work to get exactly right.
I mean, but we're not saying that cards and end screens are a bad thing. I fucking love end screens for the most part. They save me a lot of work. I think what we're just saying is more options are better.
Yes. There are things annotations can do that cards and end screens can't, and I should not be saving while the video is running, but fuck it.
Automatic gaming reflex.
Yeah. We're at 15
minutes.
Well, and I can't see what I'm doing because there's steam in on my screen, and and now I've killed the Screebats, Oh, by the way, earlier in this video I scanned an ice Screebat. you'll want to scan that because you don't get much of a chance to scan the ice bat. It'll eventually go away forever.
Riding elevators!
Riding elevators!
Redneck cars! Damn!
But yeah, I'm just saying. Annotations have things that they can do that end screens and cards cannot. It would be nice if I could use annotations alongside end screens for, you know, even more diverse, for even more things to do in the video. Like, click here to skip past the spoiler thing in like a review or something, or whatever, or to make more interactive videos. Before I end this video, I just wanted to mention, like, you know, we have like path split videos, and we had planned. Remember, we had planned to do like Star Fox 64, where it would be like all in one video, and then it'd just be like, click this annotation or whatever to just go to this other part of the video. We can't do that now.
Ugh.
Now we have to do like a whole shit ton of short ass videos with end screen shit that links to everything.
Great.
He doesn't like that. Thanks, YouTube! Thanks for not wanting to actually put in work to update something. No, it's just easier to just get rid of it than to, you know, make what was already proven to work. You know another thing you could do with annotations? And I'm just gonna end the rant here. You could make an annotation that when it got to that annotation, it would pause the video. So you could read the annotation and have time to click on shit.
Wow.
I didn't see many people actually use that function, but it was a thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't see how taking away options is
because people weren't using them, and the reason people weren't using them is because we purposely made it so this new thing couldn't be used with them.
It's almost like they did that on purpose just so they said they could get rid of them. But why would they want to get rid of them?
Because it's easier to do than updating them.
Yeah.
Sorry about this other long rant, but I hope you guys can get behind. Everyone likes shit. Everyone likes to shit on YouTube for stupid shit, right?
And I think that's
that's the video. If you want to see us rage on more stupid shit and shove our opinions down people's throats, no, we don't really.
Let's take a break from rants. We've had 2 solid videos of rants. We don't usually do that.
Sorry. I that's been boiling on my chest.
Though it does keep us talking, which is nice. But before we reach 20 minutes, we got a subscription button, and we still have end screen, so we got a subscription button and some playlists like the Metroid 5 playlist in the upper right corner. We got all kinds of stuff. So bye.